Hello! Good day everyone and welcome for our tour for today. I am Eva Ribas, the captain of the ship. Today we are going to bound to Earth and discover one of its historical places. The country chosen for this tour was the Philippines. We are going to visit a place where a bloody history takes place during World War II in 1942. Is it your first time to have this kind of trip? Wonderful! As it was your first time, we are glad to be part of it. As we go on to the trip, we would like you to know 4 rules so we can have a safe and enjoying trip. First, keep your microphones muted so there will be no interruption during the tour. Second, keep your eyes open and ears listening to your tour guides. Third, sit back and relax. Grab a snack if you want, but please be responsible with your litters. Fourth and last, be connected to us so you won't be left behind. Those are the 4 rules that you need to follow. Are you all excited? Well, now for our first stop, we are going to Marbellas, Bataan, Philippines. Buckle up, for this gonna be a bumpy ride.
Bounding on Marbellas, Bataan. In 3, 2, 1. You've reached your destination.
Mabuhay! Welcome to Marbellas, Bataan. I am Ana Francesca Puyot, your virtual tour guide for the first stop on Earth. Please keep following the 4 rules so there will be no one left behind. Are you all ready? Okay! So we're going to start our stroll. Marbellas is located around Marbellas Bay, a large cove at the southern tip of Bataan Peninsula. It adjoining to Manila Bay to the east and to the west Philippine Sea to the west. Marbellas is also known for being one of the tourist spots in North Luzon. From here, we can visit Sisiman and Aguawan Beach, explore at the famous Nagbintana Arc, explore Panoypoy Cove or famously known as Five Fingers, hike in Tarlac Ridge, dip your feet in volcano known as Balon Anito, and also visit the famous and historical mark that makes the place of Marbellas known, the 0-kilometer Dead March marker. The location of the mark has a bloody history, from where the site of Marbellas Naval Section is, completed for United States Asiatic Fleet on 22nd day of July 1941 and on April 9, 1942, all Filipino and American defenders of Luzon was forced to retreat due to the forces start to cripple by starvation and disease. U.S. General King Jr. surrendered his approximately 75,000 troops to the Imperial Generals. His marker was called Pinagsimulan ng Dead March, where thousands of Filipino and American soldiers taken and forced to march 65 miles and from Marbellas heading to north. And now, your tour with me comes to end. It is very sad to say that I will be staying here and you will all continue your tour heading to north. Thank you for your participation and hope you all stay tuned and in touch with your next tour guide. Enjoy and stay safe. Adios!
Your second destination.
Hello, good morning and welcome here in Bagak, Bataan. My name is Lawrence Joshua Marcelino and I'll be your tour guide here in Bagak. I will make this introduction short for your travel heading north was still long. I start now and be sure not to fall behind. Bagak is one of the municipality of Bataan, located at the western side of Bataan. Bagak is known for its exclusive world-class destination like Monte Marco and Las Casas Filipinas de Acusar, a heritage park in town of Bagak. This place was also known for its historical landmarks like the Bagak Friendship Tower, a monument that symbolizes the renewed friendship of the Philippines between Japan after the events of World War II. This monument was erected by Rissho Koseikai, a Japanese Buddhist organization on April 8, 1975. The 27-meter or 89-feet tower is composed of 3 pillars interconnected by several multi-layer rings. This landmark was located 200 miles away from where Bataan Death March started. Town of Bagak is where the second 0-kilometer Death March marker was located 660 feet from where the Friendship Tower was located. It was marked as another 0-kilometer for another batch of Filipino and American soldiers on April 11, 1942, surrendered and take their long walk to Capas.
Thousands of Filipino and American soldiers marched to death, for they had no choice. From Marbellas, southern tip of Bataan Peninsula, Bagak, miles per miles without food and water. Most of them are injured, but still march, for if they fall behind, they will surely be executed by the Japanese army.
True, Captain. The troops keep marching for days under deadly heat, burned and dehydrated. Soldiers couldn't do anything but to drink from carabao wallows to quench their thirst. And because of that, some of them got cholera, malaria, and other diseases that caused to the most of them death. A long way of their travel from 20-kilometer marker heading to San Fernando, Pampanga is like a torture to death. By the way guys, this is gonna be my stop point and I hope you'll learn from this tour. Paalam at mag-iingat kayo.
Your third destination.
Mayap ayabak mabuhay, malaos ko po dini sa Pampanga, the province of Kapampangan. I am Mary Grace Visto, your tour guide at your third stop. Are you still there? Great! So we are now here at San Fernando, Pampanga. This place was known for giant lantern festivals where people from here made hundreds of giant paroles and light them up with lovely and playful colors. We can also visit, it's called the Heritage District, where we see the different historical churches and other religious structures, heritage houses, historic government buildings, schools, hospitals, and historical industrial structures and sites. And also, we should not forget the known San Fernando train station or the Battling Bastards of Bataan. This station covers a lot of historical happenings that are written for keep. In 1892, this railroad station, together with the Bagbag Mabalacat stretch of the Manila-Dagupan Railroad, was inaugurated. And in the same year, Dr. Jose Rizal made a stopover in the town as a part of his mission to recruit members of the La Liga Filipina, a secret society he founded. And as years passed, in 1941, the forces of Japanese Imperial Army occupied the town and placed the municipal government under its supervision. And in 1942, in the same station, the soldiers that marched from Bataan successfully reached their ending point. The 5 days march took thousands of lives because of the brutally their captors, who starved and beat them, and bayoneted those who are too weak to walk. Only those who survived reached the train station. All the survivors were boarded on boxcars and off the railway that runaways. to Camp O'Donnell in Capas, Tarlac. A small pre-war boxcar that are only meant for 40 was loaded of 100 soldiers inside, standing up and jump. Boxcars are closed that cause suffocation and death to hundreds of weak soldiers before reaching the prison camp. Matudtod na ko, this is how far I can go. Paalam, dakal salamat, mikita na, ket tutuki.
Capas, Tarlac. Your last destination.
Hello! I'm glad you all finally here at this point. My name is Arzin Malapote and I will be your tour guide here at Camp O'Donnell at the municipality of Tarlac. This is where the train that was loaded of thousands of soldiers stopped. Camp O'Donnell is a former Philippine Army training ground, and also some call this place as Camp O'Death. When they reached the camp, soldiers were given food for the first time. They were given a cup of lugaw, a watery rice gruel that contained fish heads, vegetables, and usually inch-long weevils. Some soldiers ate those weevils and some of them supplemented their stew anything they could stole, such as turnips and rats. Soldiers here are forced to work to death. When soldiers get badly sick, they were sent to the crude hospital wards, which was nicknamed a zero ward, as in for patients with zero hopes, where patients lay there and waiting for death. Thousands of Filipino and American soldiers died with this treatment, and some of them are transported to some countries and made do unending work. Camp O'Donnell is the ending part of Bataan Death March. This place was a horror scene for those who survived the Death March during the World War II.
These tragic events form the history ends when America avenged its defeat in the Philippines by invading Leyte Island in October 1944, and when Douglas MacArthur famously promised to return the Philippines in 1942, kept his word. After that, in 1945, February, Philippines troops regained in the Bataan Peninsula and Manila was released in early March. After the war, the U.S. military found the Lieutenant Masahiro Homa, the commander of Japanese invading army in the Philippines. Lieutenant Masahiro was assembled for Death March, and he was executed for First Squad in April 1946. Bataan Death March was always be remembered, and all of the soldiers who died on that time and those who survived will always be honored for their heroism. The 138th Death March marker, 97 Death March marker from Bataan, 33 in Pampanga, and 8 in Tarlac, two gates of the former Camp O'Donnell. Now the Capas National Shrine, those markers will always make us remember the history behind the April 9 Araw ng Kagitingan. My name is Joshua A. Makalalad, and your tour ends here.
As your tour ends already, did you all learn something? That's so nice to hear. I hope you all enjoy your tour even in a very limited time. Also, may all the learnings settle to your mind, and I hope you appreciate what you have seen. Again, I am Eva, the captain, and here are your tour guides, Cheska, Lawrence, Grace, Arzen, and Joshua. We are all glad to be part of your virtual tour for today. May you all continue to discover a lot of places and history to develop your better understanding of the world in which we live. that's all for today. Stay at home, stay safe, stay healthy. We hope to see you again. Inshallah, Allah Hafiz.